who's on the residential side, Matt, at this point?
But Jeff, he's, I told Terry, actually I wanted to put somebody else, I said, no, give me Jeff. This kid is going to be president of that development company one day. We've said it publicly. We nominated him for the ULI Young Leader of the Ward a few years ago, which he won. He's, first of all, I like working with younger people, you know, and that's why I'm happy Jessica's doing this. My last mentee, Claudia's down at Mercantile Bank of Miami. And he's got a great group of younger people. Well, you got you and a few of your colleagues there. And so, like, now even my partnership deals now, it's very simple. Like, you got to go by the rule. When at Minto, we didn't do many partnerships. Like, we did one. The only reason we did that one in 91, 92, the main founder, like the icon of the company, passed away. Then it was second generation. And then there was the family members and myself, two of them were what we call non-family. And so, and this was a larger than life person. He was my mentor. We had like a father-son relationship. But so it was it was a recession in the United States. Canada actually had a much deeper recession. It was actually closer to what we went through in 2008. So in Ottawa, Toronto, and South Florida, we wanted to continue our development activities, but we wanted to do it on a reduced basis instead of all core company equity. So in each city, first job post what we call Irving, his name is Irving, was a joint venture. So we joint ventured with the Crown family out of Chicago on Towngate. It's between Sheridan and Pines on the west side of 75, it's 2,000 units. And Lester told us, he said, Lester guy, boy, I'll tell you two things. You can't make a good deal with a bad partner, and you make money with your partners, not on your partners. So you really got to follow that model, you know, throughout. So now even with my partnership deals going forward here, and the next one at Centra, they're basically written that I have sole operating authority, except for the normal, you know, if you go crazy and do stupid things and illegal things and all those types of things. But you got to treat your partners with a lot of respect. And fortunately, you know, one of my partners now is, we've known each other for years, Charlie Palmer. He built the building. We bought the property where the Water Garden is in Los Olas grant together from Wayne. And we built the building simultaneously, and he built all the Sea Ranch buildings in Fort Lauderdale, Boca, and he built Forest Ridge out there. So he's a builder also. He's 10 years older than I am. So he really serves as my board, you know, which is helpful too. So everybody needs some gray hair to talk to, or somebody to talk to. It's not like I'm surrounded by a lot of people now, because, you know, I got my son, and I try and keep the overheads very low. Some people would say I'm cheap. So I got Gary and everybody on the site. I got me here, and I got my accountant in Ocala. But we keep it very efficient. And Charlie serves as my board, and it's a good sounding board. You know, you always need. So when you talk about this mentor-mentee thing, it really doesn't end. You know, throughout your career, you know, everybody, if you're smart, needs somebody to talk to other than yourself, or people that just tell you what you want to hear. I mean, the most destructive relationship you can have, in my opinion, is to have a mentor or an employee or a boss that just is going to reinforce what they think you want to hear, even if they think it's wrong, you know, to not upset you. That's destructive at the highest level. You have a question?
Oh, yeah. How do you think the affordable housing policy from the government affects? Because I know it, you know, from building rental communities in different cities, developers are shying away from that, even paying the fees of each city is required for affordable housing, and just paying the fee and getting out of the system. But when you build to sell, does it affect, and what do you call affordable? Because it's different, you know, same city, affordable in an area in Coral Gables would be affordable in, I don't know, Sweetwater or Pembroke Pines.
Well, Well, the affordable, it's like, even your question, it's a multifaceted question. There's a component of the rental industry, quote, the affordable housing, that company, actually like a friend of mine, Pinnacle, one of the partners there, that's what they specialize in. And, you know, I think they do a great job. But it's a business unto itself. You know, they gotta go through the bidding and the tax credit deals and everything else. And it's a whole different specialty. I think they do an excellent job of serving that market. And it's good for them and it's good for the tenants, so it's a good way. I think it's always better in private hands than public hands when you're producing anything. Housing being one of them. The other thing that you're talking about is like these affordable that some of the cities put on you, you're gonna do this or you're gonna do that, you know. We all try and stay away from that. And buy it out, you know.
Impact your timeframes and.
Pardon?
Impact your timeframes.
Yeah, and also it's mixing different groups within the community. So, you know, fortunately I've been able to avoid it. Like Palm Beach has a fairly restrictive one, county-wide. Now, if you go into some of the cities, you don't have it. Like in West Palm, we didn't have it, but in the county they have it. And I've never done it yet, but every time I've looked at a property, I've always looked at buying it out and amortizing the cost over the units. And I think that's how most of the guys have done it. Or they've looked at moving into doing some swaps and doing them in one area away from the overall. It's a different kettle. It's a tricky ground. Why, is that the area you're studying?
No. I was just reading an article about developer in Chicago that he built, I don't know how many units, but he ended up paying like $175,000 per unit
To get out.
to get out.
Right.
Out of 65 units, that's a bunch of money. So I'm like, whoa, you know.
Well, one of the problems they're having in New York now, where they've got sizable number of affordable within these large towers, and you can't buy out. The latest issue is some of the buildings, the higher end buildings, are creating two separate entrances and restricting access to the amenities. So if you're in, let's say, the market rate tower, you'll have a big fancy lobby and multi-million-dollar recreation. If you're in the affordable, you're probably around the side with a downscaled entrance and very limited recreation or you know, but on the other hand, you're getting a very affordable unit and a prime location. You know, so I don't really know what the right answer. It's a difficult question, but you can certainly understand if I'm paying, a guy's paying, you're paying, let's say $3, $4, $5 million, which is not over the top for an apartment in New York. I mean, at $1,500, $2,000 a foot, what you would call a two-bedroom apartment could easily be $2 million, $2.5 million. And it's not big, and it's not like being on the BB, you know, so, and do you want to really socialize with people of a whole different caliber, you know, so it's you know, may not be polite to say it, but that's really what's going on. And it's, you know, a continuous lab and searching for the right solutions, and each area is trying to handle them in different ways. You know, it's a better mix, there's a better congregated, there's a better done in one area. You know, I'm not sure there's just one straight correct answer.
All right.
Anybody else have anything?
Thank you very much, Eric.
Thank you.
break. Then, in about 5 minutes,
Jess, how do I get this thing out?
Yeah.
It comes off the side.
Confusion about the last assignment.
You gotta put yours in, right?
Yeah.
You got it. Wow, profit, though. You're fancy.
Do your
What do you have?
Project Pro.
Disc, just give me a disc. The same disc. Fred, how do I get this thing out?
What do you learn from Project Pro?
It's long from one page to two pages.
Oh, I don't know.
What is that again?
Just did it. So I'm gonna see it.
Yes, very good.
She'll do great. I gotta leave before Jessica makes me sell that. Otherwise, I would stay. Don't show me up too much, Jess.
I won't.
Thank you, next meeting. All right, my friend, next meeting.
You said you had an accountant?
No, my accountant.
Oh, accountant.
My accountant, I gotta run thin.
Oh,
She's the same girl that's been doing my stuff for 30 years, but she moved to a company.
okay.
So am I gonna hear from you or what?
A couple minutes.
All right, up to you.
No.
I'm here.
Is there a vending machine here where I can buy water?
I can give you a red
I
one.
enjoyed listening to them.
But they
All
don't
right.
have
It's not that we do, but apparently they're all unplugged because it's spring break.
Oh my goodness, that's so weird.
Yeah,
No, I don't either.
They were telling me that earlier, I was like, you gotta get more.
Am I rushing to see this thing?
Oh, yeah, I'm just saying.
You can look through the presentation. I think the presentation gives you enough of a feel for the basic job. You can sort of like see it from zero to, and there's 1,000 pitfalls and everything. The big thing is like, I'm trying to get people to ask questions that I can respond to really what you get.
And when you said that, because I didn't quite understand you, when you said 25%.
In the land?
So like if you're selling a unit for 400.
Yeah, but I don't pay attention.
No, but is that what you're saying? Like if you're selling for 400, you buy it for 100.
Yeah, but then that includes infrastructure and everything. I mean, that's theoretically, I think it does, but that's where it is. I always have problems, like even when people say, you ask your buddy, we all count different.
Yeah.
We all conclude different shit.